Hi there, welcome to the Coin Report channel. It's been quite a while since Ripple got bogged down in litigation with the SEC. During that period, many rumors and facts surfaced about the advantage of one of the parties, but unfortunately, many investors formed a false idea of what was happening. Who actually wins the trial and how will the outcome affect the coin price? I'm afraid that only a tiny part of the community expects this turn of events. Every XRP holder should see this. Get comfortable, and here we go. Guys, even though I hold this coin myself, we must not forget the facts that we have. That's why I always look at the situation from different angles above all, in order to find the truth everyone wants to know so badly. Many retail investors believe that court decisions have been in Ripple's favor, but is it really so? As you know, the Ripple Labs vs. SEC litigation findings are not just about the Ripple community. In addition to XRP holders, this case could send a powerful message to everyone involved in the crypto industry, including exchanges, investors, and traders. Depending on the country, the decision on a lawsuit may have different consequences. That's why we will start with the most important question in a dispute between Ripple Labs and the US regulator. Is XRP a security? But if you also have something to say or share about it, I would love to read that and respond to your comments. So, which of the opponents is actually right? Is the XRP coin a security and will go to the bottom after the sentencing? Here my answer is both yes and no. And now we'll deal with it together in order. When the SEC sued Ripple, most XRP holders saw it as a personal attack, which is normal. But did they really have such a task? Are the SEC as amateurish as they are described in the crypto space? And I don't think so, and here is why. The lawsuit is essentially based on the claim that the Ripple system is useless. The lack of utility makes XRP an obvious illegal offer, an example of unregistered securities. Accordingly, the SEC took action against the project on that basis. This is why David Schwartz argued so vehemently that XRP has a practical application and is actually being used. Any other position he took would be an admission that the SEC is moving in the right direction. That is, if retail investors were buying XRP tokens in anticipation of an increase in their value due to the future XRP and the Ripple network development, this would clearly mean an unregistered supply of securities. I don't know about you, but I initially assumed that. Why? Because what was the point of me buying the coin if it had nothing to do with the company and what they're doing? Next, the fact that XRP cannot scale means, in terms of utility, the project was dead. Executive promises alone that such utility will be created in the future only serve to prove the SEC right. That is, those who bought XRP did so with the expectation that some future Ripple effort would create such utility. The US Securities Act defines many securities. The most applicable in these cases is an investment contract. The Howey test determines whether something is an investment contract and therefore a security. Simply put, something is an investment contract if there has been an investment of money into a common enterprise. The investment is made with a reasonable expectation of profit reliant on the efforts of others. The first 2 points are usually not controversial and are almost always met in the digital asset offering case. Nevertheless, Ripple has thrown absolutely everything at the SEC, including the kitchen sink. Ripple claims that their XRP supply requires no investment. They point to a certain XRP amount given away for free to a select few to refute the first argument. But as far as I'm concerned, it can be easily dismissed by mentioning the fact that the vast majority of XRP was issued in exchange for money. But whatever. And as for the third and most controversial point, Dr. Wright's arguments to Schwartz are particularly appropriate. XRP has been worthless since it was first released, and statements from Ripple's founders at the time made it clear that they would be investing significant time and money from XRP sales into finding some use case that could create value for the token and its holders. Based on that, I'm more inclined to think that the SEC will win the battle. But what could this mean for Ripple and its coin? How will this court ruling affect the XRP price, and should we start panicking? We'll talk about that in a few seconds. In the meantime, please give this video a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. That would be the best reward for me. Thank you. Folks, if the SEC proves that XRP is a security, it will definitely have a negative impact on the coin price, at least in the short term. There are two essential nuances which I'll tell you about at the end of the video. For now, let's take a look at how the XRP price is feeling right now. If you look at the weekly chart, it's not that bleak here. After a while, we were still able to break through a bearish trend that lasted a year and a half. After the sharp movement, the price has already managed to test this line as a support zone and return to reaccumulate. Here we also see increased, presumably, purchase volumes. Of course, they're not as big as we want them to be, but that's really not a problem. In a bull market, volumes are always much higher than in other market stages, so it could mean that the asset is still attractive to a certain investor circle. As for the RSI indicator, it has long indicated a strong oversold condition, as if hinting that we won't go lower. The technical XRP side is quite positive, but we should not forget about the number of risks that the coin has now. If Ripple Labs loses the trial, as Brad Getteringhouse stated, the company will move to another country. At best, the SEC will impose a significant fine for selling unregistered securities, for example more than 100 million, and require Ripple to pay the entire assessed amount down to every single cent. They would also have to give each XRP investor a stake in the company. The XRP price is likely to fall significantly immediately afterward due to the panic sell-off, but it will recover more greatly later. In the worst case, I think the asset may lose ground even more or disappear altogether. What can you do if coins and tokens considered securities have lost their high volatility historically? But as always, the decision is up to you. And that's it for today. Subscribe to the Coin Report channel. Thanks for watching. See you later.